Hello everyone, Mr. Happy Zap here, once again. I guess what I'm trying to show here today is what I'm doing for my decks and my porches and whatnot, and how I'm attaching it to the house. Now, as you know, what I did before I put the actual halo foam on, okay, of course the Tyvek went on first, then the halo, and I made this drip ledge, 1-inch drip ledge for it to sit on. So on that drip ledge, what I've also done is then I bolted through, or start to bolt through, my 2x10 plates for my stairs, my deck, you know, the front and back small decks, I guess you call them, porches or whatever. And so therefore, of course there's no foam in behind the actual plate. So this is basically sitting on the drip ledge. It's all leveled out and whatnot. And what I had to do then is create another drip ledge to introduce the foam again on top of the plates, which I have done at the back here. Come around the back, and as you can see here, I have my foam now on top of this drip ledge, where over here, where there is no deck going, I have it on the bottom drip ledge. So with the Tyvek all taped back and whatnot, I have a good drainage plane in behind the actual foam board, which in itself acts as a drainage plane. Okay, but so I basically have a double drainage plane, and also then once I introduce my actual rim board, if you want to call it, for the deck porches, they also has a drip ledge on it as well. And as you can see here, I've already taped it off, and I've introducing some foam. So these are the small things that you kind of need to take care of to make sure that everything drains properly, especially in today's world where you're trying to make the home as energy efficient as possible. I think I'm doing a pretty good job here with that. I know I had the building inspector through, and was kind of impressed in how I've taken care to make sure I've done due diligence on the actual drip ledges and whatnot. And like I said, I didn't have to put the Tyvek on. That's just something added, and yeah, I guess they like to see it. And really, for the added cost to put the Tyvek around or house wrap, really it's a no-brainer. It'd be crazy not to do it, especially when you have to put the 1-inch of foam board for that continuous insulation factor all the way around anyway. So as you can tell, I still have quite a bit to do. I have to finish off this gable end, and I have some foam board to put in over by the doorway there, and so it's just slowly coming along. It's putting these doggone roofing nails into this aluminum, and it kind of hurts the fingers when you miss, but you just got to throw the hammer away and then go pick it up and keep going. So I still have to go around, bolt this plate on, and go around the back side and bolt those two plates on. I definitely think I have enough bolts in there. I think across 7 feet of here I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 bolts. So I think that it's not going to move. Be able to carry a fair amount of weight. So I still have to once again put the tape around to seal that off, and then I can start putting on foam board. Once again, continue on. So it's slowly coming along, and my steel roof once again arrives this coming Tuesday, which is going to be great. But the only thing is, to get the crew in here, it'll be another week after that before I get an actual crew in here to put the steel roof on, and I can't really do anything in that regard because I got to make sure the house under roof so I can make sure everything's dry for the spray foam. The hydro service, the stack is, well, that's not the actual stack, that's just a piece of 2-inch PVC I've used to line up my oh, for crying out loud, I can't think of what those things are now. All of a sudden I got a brain fart. The clamps or whatever to hold the mast up, the mast clamps to hold that up. So, but I have it down through, I have it running running along underneath the cantilever here, and I was able to nicely drill a hole through. I don't know if you can see it or not, but drill a nice hole through the foundation. So there's going to be put a little silicone around there. Should literally hardly any air leakage through that hole there, and of course the silicone on the other side. So that'll you know, cut down on any air infiltration. So it's almost ready. I've got instead of the so-called ground plates that they put in now, just basically a 18 by 2 foot ground plate. It's just a galvanized plate. You dig a hole 2 feet in the ground, and you're hoping that that's enough to ground your system. Well, your system, I mean, the grounding is supposed to usually, it would like to see moisture, and especially here where I live, lots of sand. So in a rainy year, I guess you'll have a decent grounding, but on dry years, it's, you know, like literally popcorn fart dry. You know, the resistance in your ground is going to be very high. So I just went the extra mile, spent the extra money. I've got brick over this right now, but I've got a 10-foot galvanized ground rod here and a 10-foot galvanized ground rod here. That's the way we used to do it in the old days. But I guess this whole ground plate scenario came out of British Columbia, and they changed the Canadian Electrical Code because of all the rocky conditions they have out there. And for some strange reason, where we don't have those kind of conditions here where I live, they decide, hey, let's just throw a ground plate in and everything's going to be honky-dory. Well, I can assure you, if you take a resistance reading on a lot of rural services, you'll find that the ground resistance in most cases is higher than what it should be. So anyway, I've got them pounded down 10 feet in there. I know it's in the moisture, so my resistance should be very low, so I should have no grounding issues in the house itself. Other than that, I decided to give you this quick update, and once again, I've taken the time to cap off the sill plates and whatnot all the way around, just so that when you know, when my stringers come across, all you see is that. But you know, it covers things up, caps everything off nice, and just that little bit of extra care can make a big difference down the road for any kind of moisture infiltration, and that's what you're trying to do, is stop that moisture infiltration. Other than that, yeah, everyone have a great weekend, and once again, keep a cool tool. Bye for now.